Hey there, real quick, before we begin, you're about to watch a live stream, which means you're really kind of behind the scenes here because these lessons are usually watched in the archives, but you're here for the live taping of them. So if we mess up really bad, we're probably going to chop that out, but you're going to get to see all of our bloopers and mistakes. We'll also chop this off, so no one is going to see this part of the lesson but you. And because you're behind the scenes, you're probably going to ignore my instructions when I say, like, pause the video and go practice or whatever. You can if you want. It's just that everyone in the chat room then will be in different places in the video. That's fine. When you want to join us live again, go down to the bottom of the video, click on the live button, and that should take you straight to where we actually are now. So now here comes the part for everybody else. I'm really glad you're with us. The archives are fine, but my favorite is talking to you live. So see you in the chat room. Welcome back to KidsLearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock here, the lesson is about to begin. If this is your first time playing piano, welcome. I'm very excited for you. You're going to do great. Hopefully you already received from us the welcome packet in the mail, and maybe you even got started on the Absolute Beginners video pack to teach you the names of the notes and things like that. But if not, that's fine. You'll do great. I'll show you how to play all the notes. And if I'm going too fast for you, you can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. You can always pause the video or rewind it and go over the more difficult parts. And even if you only learn a little bit of this song and you don't learn the whole thing, you'll still learn enough to help you build skills so you can learn other songs faster in the future. So jump in, give it a try. You're bound to end up at least a little bit better than you even are right now. Throughout the lesson, I may refer to Klopple Academy, and you can check out that link on the website if you want. Basically, it's a program that takes you all the way from learning the names of the notes, the very beginning, through 12 levels of classical and jazz music, through all the skills that you would need to become a professional pianist. So you would learn all the same stuff that you would learn if you're taking regular traditional piano lessons, probably plus a little bit more, but it takes about 5 to 10 years to complete. So you can just try out the first level, see if it's the kind of thing that you like, or if you just care about today's lesson and learning this song, then just ignore all those references and focus on today's lesson. If you're watching this at LearnPianoLive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The MP3 is a play-along track that you can use to practice more after the lesson, but a lot of students like to print out the PDF right now so they have it during the lesson. Careful, it could be up to like 30 pages, so just find the couple pages that you want and print those out. If you decide not to, that's fine. I'll show you all of the notes on screen as we go through it. And we will be going through 5 different levels of this song that all use the same play-along track. So even if you've never played piano before, you'll still be able to do level 1. And then as we go through level 2, 3, 4, and 5, then when we use that same play-along track, you just keep playing your same version. If you're watching this lesson in the archives and you have a question during the lesson, then feel free to click on that survey button. And at the end of the survey, there's a place for you to ask your question, and I will do my best to get back to you with the answer to that question. But if you're with us live as we're recording this today, then feel free to click on that chat button, and you can talk with all the other students who are logged in during the live lesson. And if you have a question about the lesson, then you can just go ahead and type that into the box that says, Ask Jamin a question, and we will do our best to answer that question live in the lesson. All right, I think that's the end of the boring stuff. I'm ready to learn a song. Stay tuned at the end of the lesson and I'll show you how to win more points and earn more prizes next week. But for right now, let's get this party started. I'm gonna take another swing at that one. Maybe needed to practice that one more time. Here we go. 2 and 1.
practice it more during the lesson. You will too. We all will together. But first, let me introduce to you the incomparable Kendra.
Guess what, Jamin? My family and I got to celebrate my mom's birthday on Super Bowl Sunday, and none of us watched it during the celebration.
Yes.
I mean, we're not a sports,
right.
family,
Yes.
I guess. For the most part.
Sure.
But my uncle recorded it on his DVR to watch later so that we could celebrate. It was very fun.
That's wonderful. Well, happy birthday to your mom. That's really cool. And and then a bummer for all the Bengals fans out there. Maybe another 33 years from now, they'll get another shot at it. Man, that was a rough one. But anyway, if you're watching this in the archives, none of that makes any sense. And some of the rest of the lesson might go that way too. But first, let's say hi to Clapple, and then we'll get into, that's right, it's first some good news and bad news. Okay, so some bad news. This song jumps around a whole lot. It covers a pretty large territory. You'll probably want to use two hands, especially if you haven't played a lot of songs with us before. It's not going to fit into one small territory. However, it does use a lot of patterns, so that's good. That helps us to memorize it. It's also really super melodic, so it's a song that's easy to remember how the melody is supposed to go, which helps a lot of people, especially people who like to play by ear. So even if you've never heard the song before, you'll kind of pick up on how the melody is supposed to go pretty soon, so you can sing it even if you can't play it yet. But now let's talk about, hi, Clapple. There you are. He usually doesn't show up late. He usually shows up early, way too early, to tell me that we should move things along. So let's move things along. We need to start with a G. In order to find a G, you're going to take any group of 3 black notes, like those ones or those ones. Just don't pick a group of 2 and you should be fine. So pick a group of 3 black notes, take the note that's in the middle and drag it even lower, slightly lower. You're going to land on a G every single time, no matter what group of 3 notes, black notes you pick. If you take the middle note, drag it slightly lower, you'll land on a G. I'm going to use this one because it's going to be the lowest note of the song. So we're going to start there, and then we're going to go from that one to that one, and we're going to say out loud the words, the star. Cool. By the way, a G is right next to A because a G is the last note of the musical alphabet. So the musical alphabet goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 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 C, D, F, G, all the way up the whole entire piano. So after a G is always an A. That's why it's a little bit confusing because G and A sound like they're a long way away, but in music, they're actually right next door. The rest of the alphabet goes normally. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's just after G, you start back over at A. Okay, so we're going to start on that one. That's a G, and then we play the one right next to it. That's an A, and we're going to say the star. Okay, cool. So as I promised at the beginning of the lesson, this is going to jump around a whole lot. And the first jump that we have is from an A all the way up to a G. It's a pretty big jump here. We go from this one, from that A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way up to that one. Or you could just do the thing we did at the beginning where you take the group of 3 black notes, take the one in the middle, drag it down. That's a G also. Or you could count through the alphabet, however you want to get it. But G, A, G are our first 3 notes, and we're going to say the starlight. Okay, cool. Actually, that's the biggest jump, probably the hardest part of the song. The biggest jump of the song, definitely from that star to light. The starlight. And then we're going to skip down from there to an E. So we're going to skip over one note and just land right there. You don't have to know that it's an E. We're going to go from that note up to that one, jump up to that one, and skip down and say the Starlight Zone. And if you do that, then you can already do better than me when I played the song at the beginning of the lesson, because I screwed that part up. The Starlight Zone. So if it takes some practice, that's okay. It takes us all some practice. I'm going to go ahead and move along, though, so that if you're watching in the C archives, after you practice that section up, then you can move on to the next notes. If you want to just keep working on that section, though, that's perfectly fine, too. We're going to go from that E to the exact same note. Play another E after that and say the word it's. And we're going to play that one and play all of those notes all in a row. E, F, G, and A. Now, the next one after the A is a B, but it's a version of B called B flat. Let me show you what that looks like. It's that one right there. It's got the little flat sign. It's like a half of a heart on a string. And that B flat right there is going to be not that note, but the one right next to it, slightly lower than it, a B flat. So we're going to play an E and an F and a G and an A and a B flat. Cool. And after we do that, we just come straight back down. By the way, the words there are, it's a place like no. let's just try that much of it along with the track. From this tough part down here, the Starlight Zone, it's a place like no. With the track, here we go. If you're watching in the archives, press pause on the video, practice up the section you need to work on. If you're live with us, just get all the notes that you can. Don't worry about the notes that you miss. Let's go. And a 2, and a go. The Starlight Zone. It's a place like no. Yeah. Okay, cool. And after that, we're just going to come straight back down to that F. And actually, after we play that F, so after we go to B flat, we come back down the same exact path to the F. And then real quick, we're going to do what I'm going to call a neighbor tone, where we play the F, we go next to the next door neighbor, and come right back home. So F, E, F are the words, it's so green. So, the Starlight Zone, it's a place like no other zone, neighbor tone, it's so green. And then we're gonna come up to that F using the 3 notes below it. Now, at about this point, several of you who at the beginning of the lesson were like, yes, I think I can do this, are starting to feel like, oh no, I'm starting to lose it and I don't know. I need you to slow down because I need to practice a little more. That's fine. Just ignore all the words that I'm about to say. Practice on the section that you need to work on. That's the section that's super easy for you, plus 1 difficult note. That's about how much you should practice, is 1 note past where is easy for you, and just work on that. And then come back to the video later and work on the rest of these notes. These 3 notes right here are going to be the next little section. The next phrase kind of starts right there. It's a home. It is home. There we go. And then play those again, just like I did, only I played it again because I messed up. But you're going to play it again because you want to play the words to the spin. Cool. And then just like we had before, we had these all these notes in a row that ended on a black note. We're going to have the same thing, but all of them are down 1 note. So it's D, E, F, G, A flat, and then come right back down. And that's, the words there are to the spinning guys and the fans. And then we're basically done. We've got 3 more notes. We're gonna go from that E right there. This is the next one. Welcome to the Starlight Zone. So welcome to is gonna be F, E, D right there. Just the same notes around the one we left off on. And then the Starlight Zone, fortunately, is going to be the exact same thing we played at the beginning. Now, you might notice that on mine, I end on a C. But the truth is, if you're playing Sonic the Hedgehog, the game, they don't end on a C there. They go like that, and they just start the whole entire thing over again. So this last line you kind of don't need to do, because if you're going to play it the way that they play it in the Sonic game, you just start back at the top again. So, but if you want to like play along with the track and stuff and have it end like nice and pretty, then you'd go the Starlight and then play a C at the end instead of an E. So either one of those is fine. I had a feeling he'd be jumping in about now. Okay, so this will be our last time through. You can do whatever you want on that last line there. Either make up your own thing or play this version or start back at the beginning, whatever you want to do. The most important notes end right there after welcome to. And get all the notes you can. Don't worry about the ones that you miss. And you'll have all week to practice it. If you don't get it by the end of this week, though, then you're going to probably need to work on it for another week. No problem. But if you don't get it by then, work on it another week. Take however long it takes. It might take you a few weeks or a couple months, whatever. But just keep on practicing it. Let's go from that G right there all together. Get all the notes you can. Don't worry about the notes that you miss. Here we go. And a 2 and a go. The Starlight Zone. It's a place like no other zone. Neighbor tone. It's so green. And then we're gonna come up to the F. It is home to the spinning guys and the fans. Welcome to the Starlight Zone. That's all the notes for the entire thing. They're just going to loop that over and over and over and over. And we're going to do more of this on level 2, 3, 4, and 5. But for right now, Kendra, tell us about our weekly activity.
This week is the origami piano, and you can just fold up the piano and tag Learn Piano Live when you post a picture on Facebook or Instagram for 150 bonus points from our mascot penguin Clapple.
All right, so that is your weekly activity, the one where the keys fall off at the end. I think that's my favorite one, just because of the video, not because of the activity. Let's play a little game we call Entertaining Dash. So this song is, you're going to listen for the difference between two songs. The two songs you need to know are The Entertainer, that song, and Dashing Through the Snow, also known as Jingle Bells. But the Dashing Through the Snow part is the important part. That thing right there, instead of that right there, that would be Entertainer. By the way, if you're in Clopple Academy level 3 or higher, then you'll know these as a minor sixth. That would be the Entertainer song, or a major sixth, which would be the Dashing Through the Snow part. So I'm gonna play 2 notes for you, like this. And you'd have to listen and see, does that sound like Entertainer or does that sound like Dashing Through the Snow? This one's pretty difficult. So if you're on the Clopple Academy level 3, this would be great practice for you. If you're not, don't worry about if you get it right or not. Just take a wild stab in the dark if you need to. And you're going to try to beat Kendra here. You're going to try to stab before she does in this musical note fight. Here we go. These first 2 notes. Right there. Does that sound like the beginning of Dashing Through the Snow, which would be a major sixth? Or does that sound like the Entertainer thing, which would be a minor sixth? Try to guess before Kendra does. She's usually pretty good at this stuff. What do you think, Kendra? Does that sound like Dashing Through the Snow, or does that sound like Entertainer?
Well, I tried to sing The Entertainer along with it, and it didn't quite work. So I'll go with Dashing Through the Snow.
It's not quite right. It has to be. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You were right.
I was
Entertainer. Okay. Trying to sing it as Entertainer doesn't quite work. Yeah, but that does work. So that was a major sixth. You were right.
It's so hard to tell.
Sorry, guys. Yeah. Oh, not you. No, the people at home. We're all rooting for you to get one wrong so we can beat you. Sorry. Anyway, here's another one. What about this one right here? That one. Man, what do you think that one is? Guessing at home before Kendra does. What do you think, Kendra?
I think I went the other way this time. I tried Dashing Through the Snow and it didn't quite work. So, The Entertainer?
Yeah, okay, that's a great way to do it too. Yeah. Dashing. No, it
sounds very minor.
Through the snow. But those two right there.
You could totally do a minor version though.
Of Dashing Through the Snow?
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh over the fields we go, laughing all the way.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
That would be fun.
That would be fun. But that's not how this game works. Okay, one more.
Darn.
What's this one right here? This is a major sixth or a minor sixth. Sound like Dashing Through the Snow or The Entertainer. And Kendra, what do you think?
I think it's Dashing Through the Snow.
Yeah. And that is major sixths and minor sixths, also known as Entertaining Dash. And now let's do a little bit of mailbag.
If you'd like to win an extra 750 points by being the mailbag winner, just fill out the survey at the end of the lesson or send us a message anytime during the week using the contact button at the top of the page.
This week it comes from Louisa A, who says, Dear Jamin, how much should I practice piano? Okay, so let's hear a couple different answers. The one that I want to say is however much you want to practice piano. But I think your mom wants me to say a whole lot, a little bit more than you're doing. So I'm going to combine those two, and I'm going to say you should practice however much you want to, and then maybe just a little bit more. Kind of like how when we practice our songs, we don't practice the whole entire thing because that's depressing and that's hard, and we don't want to practice the whole thing, and it doesn't really help us anyway. So what we do is we take the section that we can do really easily, and then we just go a little bit past that. So what I'd recommend is practice as much as you can, as much as you want to, and then just push yourself a couple minutes after that. Maybe set a timer for like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 minutes past like when you feel like, I'm done. Then set a timer and then keep on working because you want to push yourself just a little bit. I would say that a lot of my students, this is not my recommendation, this is just what I hear a lot of my students doing and a lot of what other teachers say, is if you practice like 3 to 5 times a week for like 20 to 30 minutes. That's like an average thing. I don't know if that's average or not. What I'd recommend is if you like practicing the piano, practice a whole lot. And if you hate it, practice a little bit. And honestly, you might end up liking it. When I was practicing as a kid, I did not like practicing very much at all, but my parents made me. And now I'm grateful for it. So you should practice the piano probably. Also, just take it along with them because, you don't want to make your parents mad. But anyway, you got to kind of work it out. It's different for all the people. Maybe 20, 30 minutes or maybe just whatever you want to do plus a little bit. You kind of got to work that out. But I've got some secret information for you about this song that are my recommendations.
Secret information.
And today in our top secret information folder with some background music starting now. There we go. It sounds so much more secretive with that music going. All right, the first thing in our top secret information folder is that we have something called a cache happening in this song. I love this. Here we go. A cache is going to happen on level 2. When you see this D minor right here happening for a long time before we hit that G, that D minor, you can do this cache thing. That's where you just play the regular chord, the D minor that we're going to talk about. What I'm not going to talk about is the fact that this D on the D minor just kind of sneaks down and down and down. So if you listen to me play this, or if you watch me play this, when I play that D minor, I'm going to take that bottom note down and down and down. Even though it says D minor, that's not like in the music. That's just something that I would add in that makes it sound more like Sonic, and it's a whole lot of fun. The next thing in our top secret information folder is that this melody uses something called sequencing. And what sequencing is when you have this little idea, like a few little notes like that, and you just take those 3 notes and you move it around. Maybe you move it up like that and move it up, or move it up, or you move it down. That's sequencing. And where we see the sequencing in this song is right here, where we have that phrase right there, that thing, and then we have it later on starting on this D. And that can help you memorize. If you notice the sections that are sequenced, you can be like, oh, that's the same exact thing I played before. It's the same exact shape. All the notes look different because they're all different up here, and the words are all different. But when you go to play, you can be like, oh, that's that same thing. But they start, it's the exact same thing. So sequencing can help you memorize songs a whole lot faster. Well, the last secret is not in this folder. It's the raffle. Maybe you're the winner. Let's find out. So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out. And if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.